Tom Platz versus Shawn Ray is a very special matchup. Two of the very best bodybuilders of all time that never once gathered up a Sandow medal, Olympia title. Incredible when you think about it. Just did a video the other day, and I suggested that Tom Platz, because he was competing back in 1981, that's the version we're going to use today, I don't think he'd be able to compete with the guys in the mid 90s. In particular, Shawn Ray was one of the fellers that I mentioned in that video, and honestly, guys, Shawn Ray, the things that they had available in 1994 wasn't even close. So, dare I say, this polished version of Shawn Ray from 94, I think it would be too much. And it is unfair, I think, to compare a guy from 1981. So for today, we are going to use Shawn Ray from 1992. I think this will be fair. I think if these guys both were around the same time, taking the same sups, I say sups instead of supplements to save time, saves me a lot of time on these videos. But having said that, I mean, this is pure Tom Platz versus Shawn Ray. Shawn has an incredible physique. Look at that. Sizing could be an issue. Shawn is a little bit shorter than Tom Platz, but Tom, he kind of tilts his hips a little bit. But then again, it's a tilted picture of Shawn Ray. It's a being taken down below. Things of that nature. You have to throw that all in there. You size police will get on me. But having said that, the sizing is irrelevant. Shawn Ray, and it usually is, guys. It usually is. Shawn Ray, his physique is a standard. Sure. Tom Platz has the biggest quads of all time. Very impressive. And he could compete with guys nowadays in that aspect. But Ray has that vacuum pose, the lats, and a better set of arms, actually. So Tom Platz, I often say, he's not a fast starter. His first two poses go to the front lat spread. His first two poses, not the best. And as far as Shawn Ray is concerned, especially here in 1992, his first two poses were unbelievable. Keep in mind, the camera angle is lower, and that is most flattering for a front lat spread. So, having said that, Tom's picture is also tilted a little bit thoustly. So, realistically, he would be a little bit better here, a little bit better there, and he would be a lot closer to this Shawn Ray than it appears to be. And would make his legs look even bigger too, Shawn Ray's. And Tom, I think he'd beat Ray in that aspect. Turn to the side. Now that I think about it, I think Tom Platz was the first man in bodybuilding to bend at the knees in the side chest pose. Anybody else do it like this? I think he was the first one. It's not exactly how they do it now, but somewhat. Just bows that quad accentuates the quad. Accentuate the club. Now, size police will get all over me on this one. Now, watch how ridiculous that is. I think Tom Platz would probably even win this one. He has a bigger man's chest. His delt looks like a lightning bolt is going right through it. The guy was a beast. He had a very interesting look in this. And Shawn Ray, he's doing everything he can here. Far legs straight, trying to maximize that height. Whereas Platz, trying to maximize the quad development and the thickness. So, I kind of like Platz a little bit better. So, if you guys are doing the score thing, 2-3, I guess. Side tricep, I don't want to say it's not a good pose. I mean, these are world-class athletes. We're comparing them in our minds with the likes of Phil Heath and Dorian Yates, things of that nature. But, both guys are very conditioned. They got lots of muscle. Nobody's looking any, out of shape, out of condition. Shawn Ray, he'd probably win it due to a better physique. the midsection, the big man's chest. And Platz, he does have a big man's chest, but it's all ripply. It's like a piece of machinery of sorts. And the tricep rippled as well. Good condition was Platz. How good of condition? Was he in the type of condition of Shawn Ray? No, he wasn't. And I'm sure I can almost hear echoes of you fellers right now. But Mark's Max Muscle, Tom Platz was peeled. Well, maybe for his time he was, but there's just no way, hamstrings, glutes, things of that nature, that he was as good as Shawn Ray, even in 91. And it wasn't like Tom Platz, and I know you Platzites are going to get upset about this, it's not like he was the most shredded guy back in the day, because he wasn't. I mean, Chris Dickerson, these old, blurry old pictures, they're actually not too bad. So kudos to the photographer back then. Chris Dickerson, you can clearly see he was in better condition than Tom Platz. And that's probably why he beat Tom Platz. But having said that, Tom has some excellent separation in those traps. He just doesn't have the V-taper of a Chris Dickerson. This is Shawn Ray. This is Shawn Ray's time to shine. And his V-taper's not the best either. And Tom probably even has an edge in separation of the traps here. It's just the hamstrings, the glutes, the overall condition. I mean, it is what it is, fellers. Here's the rear double bicep pose. You kind of take away the V-taper out of this one slightly for compared to the rear lat spread. I mean, that's all V-taper. At least you get to throw the delts in here. Tom Platz looks pretty good. Shawn Ray, very similar. Little tighter in the lats as Ray. Nice Christmas tree for Tom Platz, though. Not much in the way of separation in the hamstrings. Was it the style to flex their hamstrings? Well, you could see Chris Dickerson was earlier. Anyway. Shawn, I mean, if you're very argumentative, you could say, oh, Tom was winning that rear lat spread because of his traps. And even here in the rear double bicep pose, those traps, those lats look very thick. Shawn's is pretty good too. Not bad at all. And we have to consider the conditioning, hamstrings and glutes. Platz was losing to guys like Dickerson for a reason. Condition was probably it. What about the guy that won the Olympia that year? We'll just keep that on a down low. Nom sing, irrit. Here's the abs and thigh, and sizing, little bit of a difficult venture. I think Tom Platz's picture, it makes him look a little bit thicker than he really is. Do you think? Maybe? Maybe not. He is a colossus in those quads. Feathering, unbelievable. Shawn Ray can't touch that. Da-na-na-na, da-na. Can't touch us. His abs are sublime, are Ray's. And Platz are mechanically sound as well. He just doesn't have that little tiny waistline of Ray. So some would say Tom Platz is winning this abs and thigh. I would suggest Ray's winning it. The aesthetics, come on. Huh? Here's the most muscular. Again, a little bit difficult to size these two dudes. I don't know what Platz has got going on there. He's kind of crouching down a little bit. He's making his delts look a little bit too small. He should open up a little bit because he's already, well, I don't really need to pick him apart at this point. Tom Platz, one of the all-time great legends. His legs looked so very big. Leagues. And Shawn Ray, very complete. Upper, lower half. He's not missing anything. He's darn near as close as perfect as you could get a bodybuilding physique. If he was like 5'10", something of that nature, 6 feet tall, we'll say 5'10". he'd have been the best of all time, I think. And using these two versions, I think Ray would have did enough maybe to defeat Tom Platz. That's my opinion. If you think Platz won, I guess that's yours. And you have every right to it. Because Platz was very good. And who knows, maybe those pictures didn't show his true condition. Maybe he was more thin-skinned and things of that nature than Shawn Ray. I highly doubt it. Hit thumbs up on the video. Love and appreciate all your guys' views. Not for you fellers and fellacies. Old Mark's Max Muscle wouldn't be here. He'd be somewhere else.
Have a nice one.